Okay, good morning. Welcome to Daily Double Mishnah Yomi as part of the Greater Yeshiva YouTube. Today we're doing Masechah Shabbos Perek Chav Beis, new Perek. Mishnah is Aleph and Beis. It's called Chavish and Ishbra, the Perek. Aleph, Chavish and Ishbra, you have a barrel of wine that broke. Matzilin Emanu Mazon and Shalosh Sudos, even though it's a tircha, right? It might be, you have to go gather different pots and pans to help save the wine. You're allowed to save the amount that's good enough the wine you need for 3 sudos, right? Now, presumably, it's talking about on Leil Shabbos. If it happened in the morning, only for 2 sudos, like we learned previously in the Masechta, or for Shalosh Shudos, only 1 suda. After Shalosh Shudos, for no sudas. The only cool over here is you're allowed to use as many kalim as you want, as opposed to before you only one cleave. Omer lacherim, you can tell other people, bo ve'atzilu lachem, right? If you want to save more, an entire barrel, you can say to other people, right? Because you're not instructing them to do it. It's not a shlichus. They can save for themselves, and then they'll be nice. They'll give it to you after Shabbos. There's another condition also. You have to make sure when you have wine or something like that, you shouldn't collect it with a sponge, because if you collect it with a sponge, you might come to squeeze it out on Shabbos. Relating to schita, the Mishnah continues. You're not allowed to squeeze out fruits, right? If you take grapes and make grape juice, or take oranges and make orange juice. The Hotzma and Mashkin. Now, the Gemara does say that only 3 types of fruits are usher. Grapes and olives. Only 2, right? Only grapes and olives. That's schita midaraisa. The rest are considered to be only the rabbanan. If the liquids came out, so it's asur midrabanan to benefit from the liquids on Shabbos, even though you didn't squeeze them out, because you might come to squeeze them out. Rabbi says, so there's a kula, imla ochlin, if the oranges, right, were set aside for eating, you like to eat oranges, hayotze mehen mutter, then even if liquid comes out by itself, we're not considering you're going to squeeze it out, because you're going to eat the orange. Imla mashkin, however, you set aside the oranges, you wanted to make orange juice, hayotze mehen asur, and then what the liquid comes out is asur, because we're concerned you're going to squeeze it out. Chalos, dvash, or riskan, let's say you had hives of, honeycombs, you extracted from a beehive, sheriskan erev Shabbos, you squeeze them on erev Shabbos, yatzum atzman, takes a long time for the honey to come out, and on Shabbos it came out, asurim. According to the Chamim, it's asur to benefit, because we're concerned, right, you might come to squeeze it out on Shabbos. Lezer says that it's mutter to benefit from the honey that comes out if you squeeze it before Shabbos, because normally you don't have to squeeze out honeycombs. The honey will come out anyway. The fact that you squeezed it out is not important anyway. We pass in Lezer. Mishnah Beis Kol Shabbat B'Chamin B'Erev Shabbos. Anything that was cooked in hot water on Erev Shabbos, Sharnot B'Chamin B'Shabbos. This is a classic case of Ein Bishul Achar Bishul. If you cooked it already before Shabbos, you're allowed to cook it again on Shabbos. Kol Shelo B'Chamin B'Erev Shabbos. Something that wasn't cooked, right? Some things you cook by just soaking it in boiling water. Let's say an egg or something like that. If it wasn't cooked on Erev Shabbos, you could rinse it off. You can with hot water on Shabbos, right? Not soak it in water, because soaking water would be tantamount to cooking. But rinse it off is not going to cook it. Except for an old piece of salty fish. The kuliyas haspanim. This is a type of fish from Spain, an area near Spain, I guess the Iberian Peninsula over there, where it is cooked very easily. Meaning, even if you sprinkle a little hot water on it, it'll already be cooked. It has a very thin skin. Just by cleaning it with hot water, right, spraying a little hot water on top of it, it already cooks it. Once it already cooks it, so that's a malacha on Shabbos. If you didn't cook it, if you cooked it before Shabbos, ein bishul chabishul, but now you're cooking on Shabbos, so that would be a malacha. Stay tuned for Ian Mitzion when I talk more about this ein bishul achar bishul and the special halacha about a fish over here and why he calls it gemar malacha and not bishul. Ian Mitzion coming up next.